Here's the hard truth. Blackouts aren't just inconvenient. They're happening more often, and most people are completely unprepared. No lights, no fridge, no Wi-Fi. Suddenly, all the little comforts you take for granted vanish. While the average person panics, the smart ones know survival isn't about luck. It's about having the right tools ready before darkness hits. This isn't alarmism, it's reality. Staying safe during a blackout isn't about fancy gadgets or massive prepper kits. It's about having the essentials on hand, the things you'll regret not having when the power dies. From light and warmth to food and communication, the right gear can keep you secure and sane. Today, we're breaking down 11 must-have items you'll wish you bought sooner. Practical, life-saving tools for when the lights go out. Let's dive in. Number 1, flashlights and headlamps. Let's cut to the truth. Most people treat darkness like a minor inconvenience. Oh, we'll just light a candle, no big deal, they think. Wrong. Total blackouts aren't just an inconvenience. They're chaos waiting to happen. Your home, a place you think of as safe, instantly transforms into a hazard zone the second the grid fails. Trips, falls, broken bones, fires, or worse, all because people thought light was optional. That's why a serious flashlight or headlamp isn't a luxury. It's survival insurance. A headlamp, that's your secret weapon. Hands-free illumination isn't just convenient. It's essential when you're juggling multiple tasks under pressure. Hauling water, tending to kids, searching for critical supplies, or making emergency repairs while the clock ticks on. Imagine trying to crawl under a car, repair a pipe, or navigate a cluttered basement with only a weak candle flicker. Nightmare scenario. With a bright headlamp, your hands are free, your path is clear, and every task becomes achievable under stressful conditions. A good flashlight is just as critical. Not all beams are created equal. High-lumen, heavy-duty, water-resistant lights can cut through total darkness like a laser. Adjustable focus beams let you switch from wide-area illumination to concentrated spotlighting, perfect for checking locks, scanning a hallway, or signaling for help. In a blackout, a small, dim flashlight is little more than a false sense of security. The difference between safety and catastrophe can come down to how bright and durable your light source is. But here's the kicker most people ignore. Redundancy is everything. Rechargeable batteries are great, but never rely solely on them. Batteries die, chargers fail, and solar-powered models can be slow to recharge in prolonged cloudy conditions. Your survival setup needs backups, extra batteries, multiple lights, and yes, a mix of battery-powered, hand crank, and solar options. When the grid is down for days or weeks, the last thing you want is to scramble in the dark because your smart flashlight decided to quit. Placement isn't optional either. Keep lights within arm's reach in bedrooms, kitchen, living areas, hell, even bathrooms. Have spares in your emergency kit, car, or bug-out bag. Think like a blackout strategist. If you're in bed and the power dies at 2 a.m., you shouldn't be fumbling for a flashlight buried under a pile of clothes. Darkness is ruthless, and without proper lighting, even simple tasks, finding water, taking medication, or evacuating, can turn deadly. And here's a brutal truth most survival guides won't tell you. People who die during blackouts usually had a flashlight somewhere. They just didn't have the right one, or it wasn't within reach when it mattered. Cheap, flimsy models break after a drop or fail in wet conditions. Even a single high-quality, heavy-duty light stored strategically can make the difference between a minor inconvenience and a life-threatening emergency. In other words, your flashlight isn't just a tool, it's a frontline defense. It's your lifeline, your map, and your shield against the invisible dangers that darkness brings. Skimp on it, ignore it, or leave it in the wrong spot, and you're gambling with your safety. Invest in proper lighting, place it smartly, and keep backups at hand. When the power goes out, panic spreads faster than flames, but a bright, reliable light will keep you safe, aware, and in control when everyone else is stumbling blind. Number 2, portable power banks and solar chargers. Let's face it, most people take power for granted until it's gone. 1 second, your phone, tablet, or even emergency apps are humming along. The next, the grid fails, and those same devices are dead weight. Suddenly, you're cut off from the outside world, completely blind and utterly vulnerable. Communication isn't just a convenience during a blackout, it's a lifeline. Weather alerts, emergency instructions, family check-ins, GPS navigation, even calling for help all become useless if your devices are dead. That's where high-capacity portable power banks and solar chargers become non-negotiable. A serious power bank can recharge your devices multiple times, keeping you connected even when the grid collapses. Not all power banks are created equal. You want high-capacity units rated for tens of thousands of milliamp hours, capable of charging phones, tablets, and even small laptops multiple times. Look for rugged, water-resistant models with multiple ports so you can power several devices simultaneously. Solar chargers aren't just a backup. In prolonged outages, they're a survival lifeline. Even a small portable solar panel can keep a phone or radio alive for days if you plan wisely. Harnessing the sun's energy turns a natural resource that's always available into your personal, renewable power source. Some solar chargers even integrate with power banks, letting you store energy during the day to use at night. A simple but powerful way to stay connected no matter how long the blackout lasts. Here's the ugly truth most people ignore. Relying on a single device is a survival mistake. Power banks run out, solar chargers depend on sunlight, and cables or adapters fail when you need them most. Redundancy isn't optional, it's survival insurance. Keep multiple power banks, rotate them through different charging options, and store backup cords and connectors where they're easy to grab. A well-stocked charging kit is as critical as water or food in an extended outage. Here's the controversial part. In a real blackout, the people who panic first aren't those without water or food. They're the ones cut off from communication. Your devices aren't luxuries, they're your eyes, ears, and voice in chaos. Without power, you lose access to the news, weather alerts, and instructions from authorities. You can't check on loved ones, coordinate safety plans, or call for help. A portable power bank or solar charger doesn't just keep gadgets alive, it keeps you alive. Think of it this way. In a blackout, information is oxygen. Every text, alert, or GPS signal is a lifeline. The difference between staying informed and being isolated could mean the difference between safety and disaster. Don't wait until your phone dies to realize that portable power isn't a convenience. It's essential survival gear. When the lights go out, being powerless in more ways than one is a risk you can't afford. Number 3, candles and lanterns. Here's the brutal truth most people refuse to admit. When the power goes out, flashlights alone aren't enough. They give you a point of light, sure, but they don't replace the steady, room-filling glow that actually keeps panic at bay. That's where candles and lanterns come in. Simple, low-tech, almost laughably basic. Yet, in a blackout, these are the tools that separate calm households from chaos. Long-burning candles are more than ambiance. They're survival tools. A single quality candle can illuminate a room for hours, letting you cook, check on family members, read instructions, or navigate tricky spaces without tripping over furniture. And don't underestimate the psychological impact. A familiar, steady flame gives a sense of order and normalcy when everything outside is spiraling into disorder. Battery-powered or solar lanterns take things a step further. They provide hands-free light, long burn times, and zero fire hazard in critical moments. Unlike a flashlight that requires you to hold it or focus narrowly, lanterns cast light in every direction, filling rooms evenly and reducing shadows that fuel fear and disorientation. Even tiny tea lights or LED candles can transform a pitch-black room into a navigable, psychologically safe space. Remember, darkness doesn't just obscure vision, it messes with your mind. Children, elderly family members, and even adults become anxious, disoriented, or fearful in total darkness. A steady glow is more than illumination, it's a calming lifeline. Here's the harsh reality. Most people overlook these tools until it's too late. They hoard high-tech gadgets, stockpiling pricey flashlights and power banks, yet forget that simple, reliable light can literally save your life. Placement isn't optional. Keep lanterns and candles in the kitchen, hallways, bedrooms, bathrooms, and emergency kits. Even small stashes in cars or bug-out bags are smart. During prolonged outages, these humble sources of light aren't luxuries. They're anchors in the dark. Let's be blunt. If you're fumbling around in total darkness while everyone else has a steady glow guiding them, you're already behind. Candles and lanterns are cheap, effective, and psychologically indispensable. They provide warmth, orientation, and a sense of control when the world goes dark. And when the lights finally fail, these simple tools are the ones you'll instantly wish you had on hand. Number 4, non-perishable food. Let's be real. When the power goes out, most people panic over the wrong things. They worry about the lights, the Wi-Fi, or their frozen dinners. Then reality hits. Your fridge is now a ticking time bomb. Fresh meat, dairy, and produce start rotting within hours, turning your kitchen into a bacterial hazard zone. If you didn't plan ahead, you're scrambling for scraps while everyone else is calmly eating and surviving. That's why non-perishable food isn't optional. It's survival. Canned goods, dried food, meals ready to eat, and shelf-stable staples are the difference between going hungry and maintaining control during extended blackouts. Foods that require no cooking, peanut butter, granola bars, canned beans, dried fruits, jerky, are survival gold. They let you eat safely even when your stove, microwave, and oven are useless. Here's a key point many people overlook. Survival isn't just about calories, it's about nutrition. A steady supply of proteins, carbs, and long-lasting fruits or vegetables keeps your energy levels up, supports immune function, and prevents fatigue when stress is at its peak. Dehydrated or freeze-dried vegetables, beans, lentils, and canned fish can maintain your health for days or even weeks without refrigeration. Storage is critical. Keep food in cool, dry places, rotate your stock regularly, and label everything clearly with purchase or expiration dates. Invest in airtight containers for loose items like rice, pasta, or oats to prevent pests and spoilage. Nothing derails a survival plan faster than digging through a pile of expired cans or moldy grains when the lights are out. Here's the uncomfortable truth most survival guides won't admit. People starve or get sick in blackouts not because there's no food, but because they didn't have the right food ready and accessible. Non-perishable staples give you control, stability, and peace of mind when chaos hits. They transform panic into preparedness. When the lights go out, the households with properly stocked shelves will be calm, nourished, and ready to weather the storm while everyone else scrambles. Pro survival tip: mix long shelf life items with some comfort foods, chocolate, nuts, or powdered milk, to maintain morale. Hunger is one thing, but stress and frustration can erode focus just as fast as lack of food. Number 5, bottled water and filtration systems. Here's a reality most people refuse to face. When the power goes out, your taps aren't guaranteed to work. Water pumps fail, municipal systems falter, and suddenly that endless flow of clean water you take for granted disappears. Panic sets in fast, and anyone without a plan is left desperate, dehydrated, and vulnerable. Dehydration can set in within just 24 hours, and even mild water shortages reduce alertness, physical performance, and your ability to think clearly, making every other survival task harder. That's why bottled water isn't just convenient, it's non-negotiable. A few gallons per person might get you through a short blackout, but if the outage drags on, you need a serious supply strategy. The general rule of thumb: at least 1 gallon per person per day, factoring in drinking, cooking, and basic hygiene. Store your water in durable, sealed containers to prevent contamination, rotate supplies regularly, and label everything with purchase or refill dates. But don't make the rookie mistake of relying solely on pre-bottled water. Natural sources, rivers, rainwater, or streams can be lifesavers, but only if you can make that water safe to drink. This is where portable water filters and purification tablets come in. Portable filters allow you to drink from lakes, streams, and other natural sources by removing bacteria, protozoa, and sediments. Some advanced filters even remove viruses and heavy metals. Purification tablets or drops are lightweight, easy to store, and can disinfect questionable water within minutes. They're a perfect backup if your filter fails or you're on the move. Redundancy isn't optional, it's survival insurance. A combination of stored water, filtered water, and purification options ensures you can stay hydrated no matter how long the blackout lasts. Without it, even a short outage can spiral into a medical emergency. Here's the harsh truth most people ignore: when taps run dry, panic spreads faster than hunger or cold. People don't just die from lack of water, they die from drinking unsafe water or making poor hydration decisions under stress. Having multiple water options, stored, filtered, and purified, is the difference between keeping your family alive and watching chaos unfold. When the blackout hits, this is one of the first mistakes you'll regret. And unlike a lost flashlight or dead phone, water can't be replaced at the last minute. Being proactive, organized, and equipped with layered water solutions isn't just smart, it's essential for survival. Number 6, manual can opener. Sounds almost laughable, right? A can opener? Really? But here's the cold, uncomfortable truth. Most people panic, or worse, get injured over food they can't even access. You stockpile canned goods, MERES, and survival staples, thinking you're prepared, until the blackout hits and your fancy electric opener is dead, batteries are drained, and suddenly your pantry becomes a cruel joke. A sturdy manual can opener is the silent hero of any emergency kit. Compact, durable, and utterly reliable, it doesn't need electricity, batteries, or Wi-Fi to work. Turn the handle and your food is ready. Every time. It's not just about convenience, it's about survival. Struggling with knives, screwdrivers, or improvised tools in the dark is how accidents happen. Cuts, lacerations, and frustration escalate when seconds matter. In a blackout, every small delay can snowball into a serious problem. Think of it as a lifeline disguised as a kitchen gadget. You're not just opening cans, you're unlocking nutrition, sanity, and control in a chaotic environment. Proper placement is crucial. Keep one in your kitchen drawer, another in your bug-out bag, and at least one in your emergency kit. When the lights go out, fumbling for an improvised opener is stressful. Having a reliable manual tool is empowering. Here's the reality most people ignore. It's cheap, it's small, and it works every time. Yet when the blackout hits, those who didn't have one will regret it instantly. A manual can opener isn't optional. It's a tiny, life-saving weapon that ensures your survival stockpile actually sustains you. Pro survival tip: buy a heavy-duty, all-metal opener with a smooth-turning handle. Avoid flimsy plastic or toy models. They snap under pressure, and you don't want your emergency meal fight turning into a hand injury. Number 7, warm blankets and sleeping bags. Here's a reality most people ignore until it's too late. When the power goes out, your heating system dies, and even a mild night can turn deadly. Cold isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous, especially for children, the elderly, and anyone with health vulnerabilities. Hypothermia doesn't wait, and neither does panic. That's why having warm blankets and sleeping bags ready isn't optional. It's essential survival gear. Thermal blankets are deceptively simple, but shockingly effective. Lightweight, compact, and easy to store, they trap body heat efficiently and can be grabbed instantly when the temperature drops. A single blanket can make a huge difference in preventing heat loss, especially if it's reflective or insulated. For more extended protection, sleeping bags rated for lower temperatures provide substantial warmth, letting you rest safely when the thermostat is powerless. Layer them, use them communally, and you can create a makeshift heat zone that keeps everyone in the household alive, safe, and calmer during a cold blackout night. Here's the harsh truth most people overlook. Cold stress isn't just about shivering. It saps energy, weakens the immune system, clouds thinking, and makes even small emergencies harder to manage. One misstep in the dark, one frozen finger fumbling with supplies, and a minor problem can escalate into a serious medical issue. Strategically place blankets and sleeping bags near windows, doors, and sleeping areas to block drafts and maximize warmth. Even clothing layers combined with blankets can dramatically reduce heat loss. Don't make the rookie mistake of thinking, we'll just tough it out. When the lights go out and the house turns into a freezing trap, blankets and sleeping bags aren't luxuries. They're lifelines. Investing in quality, durable, and properly rated gear ensures you survive the night safely, maintain energy, and stay alert for the challenges a blackout throws at you. Pro survival tip: store an extra set of thermal blankets in your emergency kit or bug-out bag and rotate them seasonally. Lightweight emergency sleeping bags or space blankets can be stashed almost anywhere, cars, closets, or even under beds, giving you instant access when the temperature plunges. The second you realize you're freezing and unprepared, regret hits hard. And unlike many other blackout mistakes, this one can cost you more than comfort. It can cost lives. Number 8, basic first aid kit. Here's a harsh reality most people refuse to admit. Blackouts turn minor injuries into major problems. A simple trip over a rug, a kitchen cut while preparing food, or a small burn can escalate fast when medical help is delayed or impossible to reach. That's why a fully stocked first aid kit isn't a luxury. It's a survival tool. Bandages, antiseptics, gauze, painkillers, and other core supplies let you treat injuries immediately, prevent infections, and keep everyone in your household safe when the lights are out. But here's the kicker. Having supplies isn't enough. Organization and accessibility are everything. A kit tucked away in a closet or behind a stack of boxes might as well not exist. Keep it in a clearly marked, easy-to-grab location. Include adhesive tape, scissors, disposable gloves, and even a first aid manual. Because in a stressful, dark environment, your brain won't remember every detail. Check your kit regularly, replace expired items, and restock anything you've used. Let's be blunt. People die in emergencies not because the danger is extreme, but because they weren't ready for the small, preventable injuries. A minor cut turns septic. A small burn becomes infected. Panic spreads faster than wounds heal. During a blackout, a first aid kit transforms from a convenience into a life-saving necessity. Being prepared for the unexpected in the dark isn't just smart, it's survival. Miss this, and the regret could be catastrophic. Number 9. Fire starter and matches. Let's be brutally honest. When the power goes out, fire becomes your most reliable survival tool. No electricity? No problem. A controlled flame gives you warmth, a way to cook food, and even a signal to alert rescuers. Those who underestimate fire in modern life often realize too late that it's the difference between comfort and danger. Waterproof matches, lighters, and magnesium fire starters aren't flashy gadgets. They're compact, dependable, and essential. Even in damp conditions, even when panic sets in, they let you create fire on demand. Unlike any electricity-dependent appliance, fire doesn't quit when the grid fails. Mastering its use isn't optional. It's a survival skill that gives you an immediate edge in a blackout. Fire isn't just practical, it's psychological. That steady glow cuts through darkness, provides warmth on cold nights, and offers reassurance when stress spikes. A small flame lets you cook non-perishable meals, boil water for safe drinking, and maintain morale when everything else is falling apart. Keep multiple fire-starting options in waterproof containers and store them in accessible spots. One forgotten lighter or damp match could be the difference between a manageable night and a desperate scramble. Here's the harsh truth most people ignore. Fire is power, independence, and survival rolled into one. When the lights go out, failing to have reliable fire starters is a mistake you'll regret the moment the cold and darkness set in. It's cheap, compact, and arguably the most crucial tool you can own when the grid dies. Number 10. Cash. Here's a reality most people refuse to face. When the power goes out, your credit card is worthless. ATMs are dead, card readers fail, and online banking becomes a memory. Suddenly, the convenience of plastic disappears, leaving you helpless in a world that assumes electricity is endless. Without cash, even buying basic food, water, or essential supplies can become impossible. That's why a stash of cash isn't optional. It's a survival tool. Even a modest amount gives you access to necessities, allows you to pay for urgent services, or trade if systems stay down for days or weeks. It's flexibility, freedom, and control all in one. Panic spreads fast when people can't buy what they need. Don't let yourself become one of them. Storage matters. Split your cash into multiple secure spots. A small envelope in your emergency kit, a hidden drawer, or a dedicated safe. Keep it accessible but not obvious to intruders. This isn't about paranoia, it's about survival. Here's the blunt truth. People get cut off, trapped, and stressed in blackouts not because they lack food or water, but because they lack cash. In a world where the grid fails and technology falters, paper money becomes a silent, powerful lifeline. Skip it, and you'll regret it the moment the lights go out. Number 11. Emergency radio. Here's a hard truth most people ignore. When the power goes out, your smartphone is useless. Wi-Fi vanishes, cellular networks fail, and every instant source of information disappears. Panic spreads fast when people can't get reliable news, and that's where a battery-powered or hand-crank emergency radio becomes a true lifeline. An emergency radio keeps you updated on weather alerts, official instructions, and critical news, giving you the information needed to make smart, life-saving decisions instead of relying on rumors or guesswork. During extended blackouts, staying informed isn't a luxury. It's survival. Unlike modern devices, a radio doesn't rely on the grid, cellular networks, or internet access. Many models also double as multi-tools with built-in flashlights, solar charging, and even USB ports to power essential devices. Keep yours in an accessible spot, stocked with extra batteries or a crank handle, and you'll never be left in the dark, literally and figuratively. Here's the brutal truth. People make dangerous mistakes during blackouts not because they lack tools, but because they lack information. An emergency radio doesn't just deliver news, it gives you control, reduces panic, and can literally save lives. When the lights go out, knowledge is power. And this is the tool that puts it in your hands. They say life is always running smoothly until it suddenly isn't. One blackout hits, and in hours, the lights, the fridge, the internet, everything you depend on can vanish. It's no longer about comfort or convenience. It's about what keeps you safe, nourished, and in control when the unexpected strikes. These 11 blackout essentials aren't just items on a shelf. They're your survival toolkit, your lifeline when phones die, water stops flowing, or darkness takes over. While most people panic and scramble, you'll already have the tools to stay fed, stay warm, stay connected, and keep your family safe. Which of these 11 items do you think would be the most life-saving for you in a blackout? Drop a comment. We might feature it next. Stay prepared, stay calm, and remember, when the lights go out, the ready survive, and the unprepared struggle.